it was really nice to be away from the city and just kind of crash, relax, be away from. I mean, the city over the past year, it's like that sort of parable about the frog. Whereas if you throw a frog in a pot of boiling water, he'll jump right out. Whereas if you slowly turn the heat up on the frog, he won't really notice that the heat is changing, or he'll kind of acclimate accordingly. But one of the first things that happened was me and my mom went to yoga together, and we went to this. It was it was almost Catholic. It smelled like church. It just smelled like kind of like candles and the incense or whatever that thing is that they, the smoke comes out of. I forget. And it was all these older ladies, the most non-funky yoga you could, and just very ease, a lot of ease. We were basically just like laying on the floor, and it was so quiet, and it was just, oh my god, it touched my heart, because my mom and I don't spend that much quality time together. It was just such a beautiful experience, and I felt very close to my mom. Yeah. Hey! Merry Christmas! Yeah, I got my little iPhone tripod. Yeah, of course.
Really?
Yes.
Oh.
You wouldn't have to walk down.
Geez, you wouldn't know. Okay, here's a gift for Mom.
Oh,
all right,
thank
Mom.
you.
Mom.
Oh my God.
Some balls here for Daisy.
That's hysterical. And I didn't think it was a tambourine. I love it. Thank you.
Oh.
Because I had one and I lost it.
Perfect.
Or Jack stole it or something.
Jack stole it.
Oh, I love it. Thank you. Cool.
I was trying to wrap it so.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Oh, yeah.
Now I need to learn to play it.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, Daisy don't like it. Thank you, guys. That's sweet. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Uh-oh.
She thinks it's hers.
No.
So it's Christmas morning in this bucolic setting of my hometown, Grandview Heights, Ohio. Christmas morning, after we open all the presents and everything, this little kid who lives next door popped in, and it was just like he was like Tiny Tim or something.
Because they had special little radio stations, and people kept on calling us.
To spend on what you want, right?
Yeah, and we got a pack. Well, actually, that's good because I had 10 in my wallet. Well, you
Well, go
ahead.
Woo!
Stay. Yeah, we'd probably do that. That's good. I love this case.
I can give you guys a Christmas cookie. Can I give you a Christmas now?
We still have
Okay. All right. Well, thanks for coming over. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
You're a good dude.
Hey man, Merry Christmas.
Merry
Get those
Christmas.
steps, dude.
I will.
Keep up the good work.
It's just a sweet time.
Yeah.
But they all are. They have a little boy.
Kind of social life
Yeah.
to behave in a certain way that was like just I couldn't stand after.
For Jack's birthday, we went to the Guard Tower, which is this role-playing game store, home of masterful warriors. I feel you.
Lick me Warhammer.
Lick more Warhammer. The blood of kings.
Did you see that photo I posted of Ralphie?
What was it?
Axe, 4 axe. It was at this moment Ralphie knew he would drink the blood of his enemy's skulls.
Sorry, man.
These are crazy.
So it turns out Eamon's family lives in Cleveland, so he was there for Christmas, and he came down to Columbus just to kind of visit for a little bit, so he hung out.
Can you do noon? Thursday? Yeah. Yeah, 12 o'clock. I can do 12 o'clock, no problem.
Deep.
Thing about going over the old shoulder. So it's like whatever he wants, he gets. So he's like waking them up at 2 in the morning, wanting some kind of chocolate, ice cream, or whatever.
And you like with that chocolate?
That's one of the lights. And you like with that chocolate.
Any luck with that chocolate? Any luck with that chocolate? Any luck with that chocolate?
Whatever.
And you like with that chocolate?
That's one of the lights. And you like with that chocolate. Because if he doesn't get the chocolate, he's gonna go completely batshit crazy.
This song, man.
McLean.
Yeah.
I saw them a few years ago.
Oh, really?
He was there before we met each other.
Who?
You.
So this fucking song, Anything Can Happen by The Clean. I'd never heard this song, I don't think, before in my life, and somehow I feel like I've been living inside this song for the past, like, year and a half. This band, The Clean. I think my roommate Peter first kind of exposed me to them. He went and saw The Clean at Storm King, which is this sculpture park upstate where like a bunch of hipsters kind of go. And Olivia was at the same show last October, or I guess 2 Octobers ago now. She sent me a playlist that absolutely just destroyed my life. I mean, it just took me apart emotionally. And I think maybe like the first song in this playlist was The Clean. Anything Can Happen. And of course, when Olivia sent it to me, you know, I thought it meant, you know, anything could happen. But it really meant, you know, anything could happen. And it did.
The Clean.
Oh, so you guys were both at the concert, but you didn't know each
We're
other.
both at the shows before we knew each other.
Ah, that's cool. Where was it? At Promo West or something?
Ace of Cups.
The Clean played Ace of Cups? That sounds dope. But you didn't meet.
No, I was dating someone
That's a good
else.
sign.
And
That, like, you were at the same thing.
I was there for a different reason, though, wasn't I?
I don't know why you were there.
What?
I went to see The Clean because I fucking love The Clean. I don't know why you were there.
And,
Back that ass up.
Girl, you look good once you back that ass up. You's a fine motherfucker when you back that ass up. You better call me back daddy when you back that ass up. Girl, who's you playing with, back that ass up. That's a good song.
So this little cottage here, I went on kind of a little bit of a sentimental journey. Just trying to figure out, I don't know. It's interesting how as you get older, certain chambers of your past kind of like come to light, you know, or like resurface in ways. And so this, my brother's gig was in German Village, and that is near this place, Schiller Park, where every year they do Shakespeare in the park, which, as a sort of hopelessly marooned, aspiring, pretentious aesthete in the Midwest, this feels like a very New York thing. You know, in the summer, they've been doing it for, you know, probably almost 40 years. They'll do Shakespeare plays. And in high school, when I sort of was like a burgeoning actor, you know, it was like my dream to be in the Shakespeare in Schiller Park, you know. And later, after my first band exploded, Audible Detonation, I just thought, well, what the hell am I going to do next? You know, like so that's when I really got started on my acting career. And I got an agent in Columbus, Ohio, a Columbus, Ohio commercial talent agent, and took some classes and networked and headshotted and did all the horrific things that actors have to do. And I didn't get a whole lot of commercial work, but what I did get was I met this guy named John Kuhn, who was this kind of like beautiful Shakespearean. I mean, just kind of an aging, kind of like hippie, sort of like a Kevin Kline type, you know, kind of like long gray hair, but just like a total student of the Bard. And he was the artistic director of Shakespeare in the Park. The Actors Theater is what it was called. And through this acting class I was taking with this guy named Rick Mason, he gave me John Kuhn's phone number because they were casting this movie called Endangered. But John Kuhn played my dad in this film. And he was very much like a mentor and a father figure to me. And I was very intimidated by him. So we had the audition for this movie in this cottage in Schiller Park. John Kuhn is reading across, you know, the other part, my dad, and we're doing this scene. Next thing I know, he is like towering over me, and they're like, his eyes are red, and there's like tears in his eyes, and he's really acting the shit out of this, and just gets right down on me, and I like start yelling at him, you know, like I'm James Dean and shit. You're tearing me apart, kind of thing. And you could tell there was like a mutual kind of like fireworks that had gone on. And I got cast in this film and did it. It was a great experience. And that was sort of the beginning of my relationship with John Kuhn. And we're at one of the premieres or like one of the screenings of this film. You could see like being the sort of director, kind of like constant casting person that he is. He comes up to me and this kind of light goes off and he goes, "You would be great for this part in the Scottish play. You should come do it in Schiller Park." And I just, it was just like, yes, absolutely. This is a dream come true. This is exactly what I want to do. And I played Malcolm in the Scottish play. I still won't say the name of it because I do feel like it cursed my ass.
All hail, King of Scotland!
Hail, King of Scotland! We shall not spend a large expense of time before we reckon with your several loves and make us even with you. what's more to do is calling home our exiled friends abroad that fled the snares of watchful tyranny, producing forth the cruel ministers of this dead butcher and his fiend-like queen, who as 'tis thought by self and violent hand took off her life. This, and what needs full else that calls upon us, by the grace of grace we will perform and measure time and place. So thanks to all at once, and to each one whom we invite to see us crowned at Scone.
And it turns out a couple years ago, I'm not sure exactly what the circumstances were, but he had a heart attack and he died. He had a fatal heart attack, and it's a huge loss to the Columbus theater community. I mean, I will always be grateful to John Kuhn for helping me, and may John Kuhn rest in peace. Good night, sweet prince, and flights of angels sing thee to thy rest.
Technology is specially designed to support harmonic intelligence and an enhanced mindfulness toward whole body health. With 2 resonators below your seat,
Trump cuts taxes for rich people, there'll be less money for their school and they may get their funding cut. They didn't understand that. They didn't know that, you know. So we're really dealing with a population that...
I'm having a real hard time with the whole notion of normalizing, because I don't think this could ever be normal.
Right.
And I'm truly frightened about the civil rights violations, the constitutional violations, just the conflict of interest. It feels to me that it is unthinkable. Mm-hmm. And what really bothers me, and I'm curious to know what you think about this, about the notion that...
Really good.
You think Sesame Sticks? Do you think anyone who's ever started a band called Bequeath?
Yeah, go. They'll probably have a SoundCloud.
Yeah.
Bequeath?
Bequeath.
Oh, bequeath.
Bequeath.
Ah.
Like, I bequeath this to you, but I bequeath it.
Right.
That has to be like some angry feminist band somewhere.
Probably.
If so, I want to be their drummer.
You should just start it.
Yeah. That's gonna be my side project.
Bequeath.
I bequeathed my finest jewels. It was very painful. Yeah. Making a right on 15th Street. This is bullshit, guys.
No,
it's not bullshit.
No, believe me, it's not.
Tyler,
It's not
right?
really as close as that thing's making it sound. That machine is lying.
No, it says
It's
a mile
it's
and a
manipulative. It's
Well,
trying
mile and a
to.
half, that's a walk with stuff.
I got a
Yeah.
Snapchat from Team Snapchat, guys.
Team? Are they? Did you
Just-
violate the
Do
rules
you
and regulations?
They
Do you
snap me all the
understand
time,
it took us
dude.
twice
Did you
as
snap your
long
dick?
to load this car, to put that seat in here?
That is 7 minutes in a car. If it was walking, it'd
I
be.
thought it was going to be like a 30, 45-minute drive.
No. But look at the impression we make when we drive up,
Yes.
roll up,
Yes.
you know,
In a
in a van.
Red Hook section of Brooklyn.
It's all about the impression you make. First impressions are everything, though.
Jalopy.
Everything in this
We're
business.
pulling up in our jalopy. Yeah.
We are pulling up in our jalopy.
Right. Uh huh.
It's a mile away.
Oh God, that thing is making it sound a lot closer than it is in reality.
Right on 15th Street.
Yes.
I was so alone for so long. I didn't see it coming at all.
Everybody's got to have a ukulele chick in their life, and this one's mine. I liked her songs. I thought they were very adventurous melodically, and I mean, although it's so cliche to be like this Zoe Deschanel like ukulele chick, like this girl was hot as hell, and like she really was doing a good job at it. You know, she had the bang, she had the flowery dress, the cowboy boots, the whole kind of like outfit, you know. So I got to talking with her after the show. She says she thought I was blind when we were playing because of the way I was moving. She's like, I thought you were blind. So that was kind of maybe the best compliment I've ever gotten after a show was this girl thought I was blind. I mean, blind people are great musicians. Everybody knows it. Ray Charles, Stevie Wonder, blind Lyndon Jefferson, blind Willie Johnson. There's a lot of blind blues guys. Jeff Healey band. You know. So, around midnight, I find myself sitting in a pew with my new ukulele friend. And it was kind of cheesy, but what the hell, you know? When the countdown happened, I leaned in and I kind of put my arm around her. We're sitting in this church pew. And I kind of lean in and I'm just like, you know, do you think we should kiss? And, you know, just trying to kind of play it off like maybe, hey, it's just a joke. Like, hey, maybe like, should we do this? Stupid idea? Stupid. No, but if you want to. And she literally like laughs in my face. She literally like kind of backs up and goes, I don't think so. And, that's not unusual for Frankly Fabulous. I mean, that's just part of the game. You know? It's a big part of the game. It's a big part of my game is going for the kiss and getting comedically massively rejected. So I started off 2017 with a bang.
I didn't see it coming at all.
Yeah.
Thank you for spending New Year's Eve with us, everybody, at the Jalopy Theater. Fun. Kick this year in the ass. Let's get it out the door. Let's have a good 2017. Everything you said, cameras at home, and I still study the old video tape. There it is, the one with the writing on the wall.
fucking fired! You're fucking fired! I said, please! We gotta do a better 2017, everybody. We gotta fucking rise up. We gotta fight these motherfuckers, and we got to win. We gotta make America great again, baby. Franklin Mountain's gonna lead the charge. We're gonna walk Fifth Avenue. We're gonna march, and we're gonna stop this thing because we are the Ghostbusters. We're the Holy Smokes. Call us. It's no joke. You say go. Thank you. Holy smokes. Stay tuned.
All right. What time is it? I don't know. We played an awesome set.
Yeah, here we are on stage.
Rocking out for the new year.
Just breaking down, no big deal. They
Can't wait for you
with this shit.
Best year ever.
Yeah,
Way
dude.
better than 16.
Fuck yeah, dude. We're doing it right this year, man.
So after the set, Scott and Tala say they know about this party somewhere in Bushwick, and I'm like, hell yeah. Ended up being just a total sausage fest. All bros. I mean, it was literally like being at some party in Columbus. You know, it was like such a Big Ten college party. True to classic Smokes form, they had a whole setup. So when we got there, they had drums, guitars, everything all set up. So the Smokes just strapped their guitars on again and rocked the party like we were fucking Prince or some shit, you know, like.
I don't know. Well,
you look great.
For me, just my subjective idea is that I think Halloween's the best holiday.
You see that too.
Happy New Year, man. Happy fucking New Year.